Thank you for joining me for another Quick Hits conversation. I'm Dr. Robyn, aka Mental MacGyver. I provide luxury level high performance support and coaching to executives, founders, celebrities, and athletes. With me today, I have Stewart Wiggins. He's with Induna Advisors, where he offers fractional chief operating officer services and brings resources together to help scale your business. I have Karen Loomis. She's the founder at No Moss Brands. She has 20 years experience doing marketing and branding. She is also an adjunct professor at Grand Canyon University and is passionate about social change. And I have Yonason Goldson, aka the Ethics Ninja and the Hitchhiking Rabbi. He works with leaders to create a culture of ethics that earns trust, sparks initiative, and limits liability. He has an award-winning podcast called Grappling with the Gray and is author of the book with the same name. The question I have today, what does it mean to seize the day? Karen, kick us off.
Man, when I hear that, I just think it's all about going after it, attacking, getting what you want, just going after and taking advantage of any opportunities that come your way. But that's where I get a little tripped up, all that enthusiasm, all that forward hitting, all of that. And then I say, yeah, but it sure sucks when you are a person of color and those opportunities don't come your way. Then what are you going to seize?
This is one of those topics that really makes me feel like we're in the gray. I used to have a character trait where anything that was proposed to me, I said no, and then thought about it. And I missed out on a lot of opportunities that way. And so I shifted to the other extreme, say yes to everything, and then think about it. And that, I think, is, if you have to choose one or the other, that's the better choice, because opportunities do not always come your way. And if you think too long, you'll miss them. However, as with so many things, the truth lies somewhere in the middle. And if we're too impetuous, if we're too impulsive, the shiny new object syndrome, we can end up not giving ourselves a chance to succeed in the things we've already invested in. And we can chase a lot of rabbits down a lot of rabbit holes.
I struggled with this only because I asked myself, what's the measure of success? If you put together a punch list of things that you want to try to accomplish and you only get half of them done, does that mean you didn't seize the day? Or if you got them all accomplished, does that mean you did seize the day? I'm going to suggest that take advantage and live each day to the fullest. To me, that's what it means by seize the day. And if seize the day for you, that one day means I'm going to put my feet up and I'm going to watch Netflix all day long, then maybe recharging that way is a way of seizing the day. I used to think seize the day meant go forward as fast as you can, as hard as you can. But what did that really accomplish? Because did you make mistakes along the way? Did you have poor judgment along the way? So maybe because I'm older, I'm more measured in my approach. And I think my position has evolved on that phrase.
I'd love to follow up one thing on that, if I may. Sometimes you just need to seize the day by not doing much. Anybody who's a fan of the Jason Bourne novels, in one of them, he has the phrase, sleep is a weapon. And that always resonated with me, because if we push ourselves too hard, we just are not effective. And then we end up wasting the time that we're busy, but we're not productive. And giving ourselves the downtime that we need to recharge and regenerate is a very positive strategy for success and productivity.
Right. I like what Karen said about go as fast as you can and go do it. But you can go really fast in the wrong direction. And what does that accomplish? I'm a list maker. I have been since I was very young, and do the things like Stewart said, list, check them off. That's phenomenal. But at the end of the day, if it doesn't feel fulfilling, and I'm kind of at that point in my life where I'm like, is doing all of the things all of the time how I want to spend my days?
But I kind of look at seize the day when I hear that. I don't think of it as your normal everyday task. I look at it as that, what is that cherry on top kind of thing that may come your way, that opportunity, that thing that says, blow up your list of things to do, because this is a one-time opportunity. You'll never get this chance again in this exact scenario. That's how I look at seize the day. It's like, do you say, the hell with my to-do list? I'm going to take this opportunity. For example, I go out for a recess with the dogs, and it's been wonderful here. When it's in the 90s in Phoenix in June, Seize the day, stay outside a little longer. I'll throw away the list and say, you know what? That stuff will still be there tomorrow when it's 110.
It's the stage of your life of where you're at. You're 20 something, you've just graduated, you have all these big dreams, and you just want to go hard. And then as you get older, your evaluation criteria changes as to what seize the day means. If you had a different panel makeup based on chronological age, what would the responses be compared to the responses of this group? I think the one thing each of us is saying is that seize the day means accomplish what you want when you can, but make sure you do it exactly the way you want it to be done. So you can look at it and say, I did good.
Yeah. I'm also a list maker, Robyn, but I tend to make my lists in two columns: things that need to get done today and things that need to get done, but not necessarily today. I want to be in a situation where if I get through the whole list for today, that I have some kind of structure that I can impose on the remaining time if that's going to help me be more efficient. But at the same time, to Karen's point, when something comes up that needs to be acted on now, let those things wait, because they can.
I think there's an aspect too. You all know that if I don't have meetings and Russ doesn't have meetings, we'll often sneak off to go hiking. Like we'll do that in the middle of the week. There's an aspect of seize the day that then you also have to have an addendum that says, and don't feel guilty about it.
Yeah. Yeah. No shame. You have to be adaptable. I think that's what I'm hearing us as a panel say, that whether it's because we are older and wiser, that we are more adaptable. I'm somewhat of a list maker. My list is not at all organized. It's just things written in a manner that makes everybody else think it's chaotic. But for me, I'm not in there looking for, I can't wait to check this off, or I can't wait to check that off. For me, it's just a matter of, these are the things, unless something better comes up.
So let me ask this question. I've tried to do the list or the things that I wanted to accomplish that day. And as soon as you walk in the morning, because you work for somebody else, you get overcome by events.
Yes.
If you get nothing accomplished or what your list was, does that mean that you weren't successful? Or did you act as a caretaker for the things that came your way so that they didn't fall through the cracks?
I recall that coming in my corporate job, I arrived there about 6:45, open up my machine, I'm going to work on these projects. Then about 8:30, when everybody else started rolling in, then the meeting started. Then I'd shut down my machine at 4:30 and go, look, it's the exact same thing I started with this morning and I haven't touched it.
My point exactly.
Yeah.
So does that mean you didn't seize the day?
Well, it means that now I got twice as much work tomorrow. And what it means, that's kind of the shift that you're making, is you're deciding what can be put off for this better opportunity. Or maybe it's not even a better opportunity, but it's a fire you have to put out. I mean, that's kind of how I always felt about the corporate world, is it was constant putting out a fire. So if there was an opportunity, it was hard to see it.
And I think some of it of seize the day means you have to have some kind of control. There's got to be a locus of control for you to seize the day, or someone else is pointing you in a direction and you have to do that thing.
Ooh, that's good.
I like what you said, Karen. I like what you said about adaptability. One of my favorite quotes is from John Lennon, that life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans.
Yeah.
And there's so much wisdom in that. We need to have plans. We need to take care of business. We need to meet our obligations, responsibilities. But at the same time, we can miss so much of life if we're just stuck in our routine. And the willingness to recognize, here's an opportunity, and it may not come again. And it's too valuable to not follow it. You're out driving and you see a road that looks interesting. And okay, I don't have to be anywhere at a particular time, or I have extra time together. I'm going to turn down this road and see where it goes. And I think that's a useful metaphor for life too.
I think you're spot on with that. My wife and I, one of the best trips we ever took was we drove cross country together, all the way to Los Angeles from Delaware. But we didn't have a defined time period, and we didn't have a defined route. And so we stopped and saw things and did things just because it seemed like it was interesting. And I credit that to her, because I was more like, we got to get to LA.
That is our 10 minutes. And I'm going to thank you for seizing the opportunity to have this conversation with me. And I look forward to speaking to each of you again very soon.